Yo, what's good, everybody? We back with Off the Hook, another episode of the podcast where we break down the hottest moments in music, the hottest albums, and the wildest industry moves. This week, we're going to be breaking down Drake and Party Next Door album, some sexy songs for you. I got my co-host, Bia Christina, my co-host, Kalibe, and my co-host, Seal. We're going to break this thing down for y'all, man. Into it. I want to see how everybody feeling about this. What y'all thinking, man?
Yeah, I say it's a good album,
Good album?
but I feel like how can I say this? It felt more like a Drake album that just so happened to have a decent amount of Party Next Door features on it. It
Mm.
didn't feel like it was a collab album to me,
Okay.
and I feel like a couple of the songs on there, even if they was good, it don't feel like it was supposed to be on there. Like one of the popular songs, "Give Me a Hug,"
Mm-hmm.
it's an R&B album. Why is that song on there? It says
Uh,
it's released as a single,
It
personally.
just it just seemed like they was just having fun in the studio. I guess it seemed like Drake was really just trying to like, hey, here y'all go, something new. Not something new because Drake been in the R&B game a little bit, but you can just tell
Yeah.
it's not like one of those like he was like really in the lab to kind of get this together. It just seemed like they just had some unreleased songs maybe together, or maybe
Okay.
like a few years ago, and they just like let's just put this out and collaborated on this album.
Yeah.
It don't seem too like it was like their big focus. It just seemed like something they already had a while back.
it really feels like a throwaway album, if I would
Yeah.
say so. Because if I'm looking at the tracks, right, it's still, if you were to compare it to other people, like new artists or artists that doesn't have as much buzz and
Mm-hmm.
following and streaming like Drake and Party Next Door, you will say, "Oh, these some fire songs." But I think we hold them as some of the top artists in the R&B field in hip hop to a different standard. So like, although it feels like, oh, this could be some good songs for other artists, it feels like you didn't put your best effort into it. So I even seen that with on TikTok, and on the blogs like Complex and other album reviews. They felt as if it was a throwaway. Like even T-Pain said that as well. And so I don't know. I especially Valentine's Day, I think Drake, he that's his type of vibe. Like from his first album, he can give us like some sexy songs. And he literally, I guess that's why it was titled that Some Sexy for You or something, where he only gave us a few to pick from.
Mm.
So I really got a theory about why it feels that way. I'm gonna get into that a little bit later, but I agree with all y'all though. As far as the throwaway concept. Via, you made a good point about it them having a higher standard. You know what I'm saying? The bar is higher for Party Next Door and Drake. That's absolutely correct. You know what I'm saying? Because those guys been in the years. Party dropped the Fire album not too long ago on his own. Those guys been in the game a long time. You can't just come with anything.
Mm.
Uh, with that being said, I'm not mad at the album. I definitely agree with you too, Seal. Like it do feel like it's heavy Drake. Like I feel like the party features on there, I enjoyed those more than I enjoyed Party. I think Party was sliding, I ain't even gonna lie. But it's something about with these Drake collabs, man. It feel like Drake featuring them. It don't really feel like a collab album. So I
Mm.
think you definitely hit it on the nail with that, bro. As far as it being like just heavy Drake. And
And
I mean
and
that could be
then
a good thing and a bad thing.
and then if you think about it, like all that's also going on, so a lot of pressure on Drake too. Maybe like it's just like maybe all that has happened in the past couple of years, it may have just changed our like maybe our viewership of his music. Sometimes I feel like he never really was like I don't want to say intruded himself. It just seemed like as if he was just like, oh, like, what's the hottest new trend? Let me hop on that. I feel like if Drake, not only that's not saying that's wrong, I feel like if he was not only, I guess, hopping on the latest trends, but also being himself at the same time, I think it would have helped him out a little more versus like, oh, okay, this is stuff. It just sounds like he's not really like doing
Mm.
anything like to good, especially with the not trying to go back to just like with the Kendrick beat. People were saying like, oh, dude, Kendrick make Drake switch genres. Like that's a whole nother topic I think people been saying. And it's just like I think I'm not gonna lie. It just seemed like as if it's like it kind of forced him to
Mm,
it didn't seem like it was a natural thing. It just seemed like, hey, let me just throw it out. And I don't know. I think it maybe affected Drake a little bit over
You
time.
can't really say Kendrick made him switch genres if he was
No, I'm
already
saying that's
on
what
the
people
sound.
saying.
Like,
No, people are commenting that. And
Hmm.
over, if you listen to the project, it just seems like, dang, it don't even sound like he really tried. Almost, it just doesn't seem
Yeah.
like,
I think what he's saying, it's a lot of casual noise out there when it comes to
yeah.
the album. Yeah, like they are saying that, but like we know, like, so I know you finna go, bro. Like we know that
so, so Kaliban,
Yeah.
how many songs you listen to on the project?
I listened to a few of them, but that's the
What was a
thing. And
few? Give me
then
an exact number.
I'm about to say like the top three CNN Tower. That was a cool one. That got
No,
my
no, 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 no,
attention.
no, 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 no. That's why I'm not asking you that. How many songs you listen to off the album?
I'm gonna say like three. And it didn't catch it in like I didn't want to listen to no more after that.
so he's
Are you
giving the
listening
So
to
casual
the?
take. He's giving the casual take.
I'm
yeah,
giving you a
yeah.
casual take. But I'm just saying, I'm a type
He's
of
a
person
part of the
this.
problem.
I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this. I it like how I like to listen to music, like I want to be interested in. And I'm gonna be honest,
Yeah,
like listen to those three songs, it didn't keep me interested. I'm like,
That's
well, I'm
that's
like, and
I feel that.
I get the point of your why you saying that shit. Like I get it, like just to kind of get like a more of a bigger understanding. But I'm telling you, I don't think I need to hear it anymore.
Let
Like,
me ask you
and
a
I'm
question,
telling you.
bro. Go
Go ahead,
ahead.
go
yeah,
ahead, go ahead.
No, go ahead. I'm asking my question.
I'm telling you, for a person that listened to the whole album,
mm.
you most definitely missing out on some good tracks.
For sure.
Not saying the whole. I'm sure like it is some good tracks. Maybe I'll come back to it, but I'm just saying for me,
You can't say the album. This my thing.
I guess my
Mhm.
expectations may have been a little too high.
This that's look. This what I'm saying. You can't say, "Oh, the album's trash" if you didn't listen to the whole album.
Right.
You
That's
gotta
fact.
listen to the whole album before you say it's trash. You
Let me
can't
ask you
listen to
Do
three
this.
you
songs.
really gotta listen to the whole album to say it's trash, or do you gotta listen to about a good like? Because if
Five,
you think
six songs,
if you
maybe.
get to
It can't
like
be no three songs.
no, it can't be three and it
Yeah, it
can't be
can't be
five.
Right.
three.
If the album is like 14 songs or something like that, you gotta at least listen to at least 9 to 10 of them songs
And
before
that's
you can
hey,
at least
Well, yeah.
80% of that
If it's if it's 14 tracks and 9 out of the 14 that's trash, then the album's trash.
trash,
Right.
right?
Yeah, because
mm,
at that
Like
point, it's the majority thing.
When I'm thinking about collabs, I was bringing this up earlier about how like Chris Brown and Young Thug in that album, right? And how that felt like more of a collab energy. Even the cover art was like their face merged together. So
Yeah.
it gives that
yeah,
energy. And I know people might hate on like Bow Wow and Omarion, but when they had their album, right? That Face Off album,
Yeah.
similar energy. Like I heard Bow Wow rap, I heard Omarion sing, and it was a merging of synergies into the songs. I don't get that in this one. I honestly had to look
Mm.
at the cover art like, what the hell is Party Next Door at? He bit it down. I didn't know what kind
yeah,
of picture this
yeah.
was for this
This ain't dude
album.
big ass in that fur coat.
I didn't know who was who and where was that. Like my first glance, I swear it looked a little suspect.
I ain't gonna
I
lie.
definitely like that take though.
I most definitely wasn't listening to no Bow Wow Marion Face Off.
I
You
remember it though.
definitely
We
had
remember it though.
girlfriend.
We didn't listen to it. We remember it though. We had sisters. Come on now, we had sisters.
Yeah, yeah.
But
It wasn't on
but
the,
go ahead.
I said, I don't think hold on. What's that one song where he got the little dance where he be like this and
Let
shit?
me hold you. Let me hold you. Yeah,
But that's
everybody
not
know
a.
that one. Everybody know that one.
Is that on the album?
It
Or is
That
got to
it?
gotta
be
be
because
on the
that's shit
album.
iconic. Come on, that got to be. If they on the album, I don't know what they
I
was doing.
thought it might be in the single, but I remember the girlfriend song. That's my girlfriend. True that.
Oh yeah,
She
okay.
listened to that album.
I ain't listen to that. I
You
listen
didn't
to that
listen to that one?
song. I listen to that.
Oh
Those
shit,
are like
we
the two
sleeping on.
popular songs on BET.
I think
That's
"Let Me
about
Hold
it.
You." "Let Me Hold You" got to be on there though. If it's not honorary mentions though, 'cause that shit that
Yeah.
is iconic with the hug. But I want to get back to your point on collabs, Viva. But I really want to ask Kalibe, what type of music do you like as far as like do you really rock with Party and Drake albums? Like I'm interested in your
I
opinion.
listen. I say I got more interested in Party Next Door recently. through his
Okay, so
album.
you heard his album recently then.
I heard his album. Actually, Sil put me onto it because I ain't gonna lie, I've been sleeped on it for a while. Like
Emo.
I've heard like little collabs like here and there of a party, but I never really tapped into his music as a like a whole. I think this album kind of draw me more. This is why I'm
Yeah.
saying like from listening to that album from Party, like
Mhm.
I think from last year, hearing this one is just don't it didn't give me that. Like when I heard the first few songs from Party, like I just wanted to keep listening to it.
How many
Like
party albums have you heard? Or is that the only one?
this is probably the one I probably like fully listen to. That's what I'm
The,
saying.
the
I'm
one
one of
he
those
just dropped.
the one he just dropped.
Okay. Okay.
And
You missing out. You missing out.
Yeah. Yes.
I'm not saying I know I am. I'm just saying I'm the type of person it takes me a while to listen to a full album. If the few songs don't get my attention, I'm like, well, and I know like that's the whole point of like I say this episode, but I'm just telling
Okay.
you, the first three songs I feel like should be very intentional to grab your listeners. Like,
I
So you
agree.
kind of got the thing where like people when they watch a new TV show, if the
yeah.
first couple of episodes don't hook you, you're not gonna mess with
I
it.
mean,
That's
let's
how
be
you
honest,
kind
it's like
of.
you wasting your time, right?
But that's
If the
also the
first few
culture we in,
episodes,
right? Like you got like 10 seconds to grab the listener ear or the viewer's attention. If you can't get it in that 10, 15 second slot, I will be honest. The only reason why I continue to listen to it because we were doing a podcast.
Oh, you didn't like it then.
I didn't like the first couple songs either. I'm with Kalibe on that. It wasn't an attention grabber. I'm used to, I have high expectations when it comes to Drake.
R&B,
Like
yes.
I like Party Next Door, but I love Drake. Like Drake being his bag, it's different. Especially like I got his first album on a vinyl. So I have high expectations when he come up on the song. And I don't think that's what happened. But when I got to like I think it's Spider-Man, Superman, I said, okay.
Oh shit, that's
Oh
my
yeah,
That's
shit.
I
that's
like that. So that's what made me
yeah.
keep going, right? And so yeah, I think he got some hidden they got and see that's what I think too. Like I
Mhm.
think Drake got some hidden gems on the album. I don't know about Party Next Door.
Right, right.
Because it felt like as the song is playing, it's two different songs in one track.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't feel like I said, a merge or a synergy between the two. It felt like, oh, you got a good verse or in a good beat. Let me put that on with my. This makes sense. So
Yeah, I was for one song, for instance, even though Party Next Door wasn't on this song, was it called Crying in Chanel? The
Mm-hmm.
first half was like, was okay, but the second half was fire. The beat, but it don't seem like the first half went with the song. Like the song is called Crying in Chanel, and he don't say shit about Chanel until the second half of the song.
mm,
So
When Party came on there, right?
no, he wasn't on there. It was just Drake on there.
That's my thing. I think maybe the collaboration with this album was probably rushed, right? It just seemed like, hey, maybe like we two big names in the industry. We not that bad. I can do a few songs. You can do a few songs. We can collab on these songs here. Like I just think maybe if they kind of took the time out to really try to perfect it, it would have been better.
does it feel like
I'm
the
telling
album
you,
was in response to what all like the momentum that Kendrick was having? So like, do you feel as if like Drake, not so much Party Next Door, he's just like
I'm
a
a
bonus with him. But like, you think like Drake felt pressure to put
That's what
out
I was
something?
saying. That's what I'm saying. Maybe like that's why I would say like I feel like it was a lot of pressure on him. And I think like
uh,
maybe like I'm saying I could be in my perspective as to listen the first two songs. Like I like Sin and Tower. That was good. They was
Yeah.
vibing. That was cool. Right. And then I was just listening to the other songs. It just seemed like as if it was like two
So he liked the first song, not the second song.
second song, it was like, okay. Then I heard the third song. I'm just like, man, it just felt like they ain't even really like trying. Like I'm hearing
Losing.
Drake. I'm hearing Drake. Like I think it wasn't something about you. That was the third song. And
Yeah.
then honestly, I was hearing Crying in the Channel. I remember after
that wasn't the third song.
I was listening to Crying in the Channel. Yeah,
He might have his on shuffle.
yeah.
Oh,
So I'm listening to that.
I was gonna say, that's like way towards the end of the album, I think.
Do you think you get just thinking about shuffle? Like I feel like I don't get the full story if I listen to it on shuffle. I would do
No,
I
I
shuffle
didn't
like
think
shuffle it. This is the fourth
afterwards.
song. Crying in the Channel is
Yeah.
the
I
fourth
feel like
song.
the album supposed to flow. So you gotta start from start to
I
end.
didn't shuffle it. I'm listening. I'm looking at it. The fourth
That's the
song
first
was
song?
Crying. No, the fourth song. Fourth
Oh,
song.
Oh,
okay, okay.
I thought I
okay.
listened to three. Then I remember it was the fourth song.
That's as far as you got.
That's as far as I got.
Okay.
So I gotta take about Drake last couple of albums. And I think maybe since Views, man.
Mhm.
And Zay, you might agree with me with this. His albums, like they, at least the last couple ones he dropped, they was basically like, bro, it's like it was okay with first listen, but
Yep.
when you like listen to it over and over again, it got better.
It grows on you. Some things, just like TV shows, when it comes to albums, some TV shows start off slow. Some albums start off slow, and then you know what I'm saying, they get better over time. They grow on you, like you said. So I feel that. I
And
don't
like I
think this is going
said,
to be a slow album as far as like I
mhm.
mean, I don't think it's going to grow too much, but it is some hits there. Not hits, but it's some good music there. I would say.
I'm thinking about "Give Me a Hug" since Sil mentioned it. Um, do you think, and this is for everybody, do you think "Give Me a Hug" is strong enough to be a single? And if so, why did Drake not release that by itself?
I definitely think it's struggling to be a single. I got a whole other theory for like this whole album in general and why it feels the way it feels and why it seems like it's throw offs. Because honestly, man, with the pressure on Drake, it's kind of he hitting on something there, right? Because like he got that lawsuit over his head. I don't think Kendrick is affecting how you make music. Don't get me wrong. Like I feel like when you got a lawsuit against your label and that's who's been backing you for your whole career, that's who's been promoting your music. You might throw this out here, but okay, I'm gonna see how this do. So honestly, and this might not be the best part in Drake album that we got just now. It might be some throwaways. So they might be like, okay, let's see how I do. You know what I'm saying? We got all this looming over my head. I just want to see. I want to get a feel for what's going on. You know what I'm
I
saying?
got
So
a
And you
that
know,
question.
might be the case.
a lot of times too, some artists, and I'm not saying Drake or Party Next Door are
Mm,
in these situations. I'm not certain, but some artists, when they are ready to go independent and be, removed from a label, they
mm-hmm.
will throw away a last album so that they can go and do what
Yep.
they need to do. Maybe does
That's
he have
true.
his own label, but maybe he's or Party Next Door want to have his own like lane of music. But so
Yep.
I've seen that with like Kiana Lede and
Mm,
other artists or like K Camp, one of my favorites, right? These type of artists where they pulled out their last third, or even Young Blue too, with Boosie, and he was under a contract with Boosie and them, and he had to just give him some stuff. Although Young
yep.
Blue, when he throw his away, that shit still fire. So like that's what I mean. There's a difference there, but yeah, some people just throw it away for that.
Well,
Yep.
Drake is actually in a contract. Well, in his contract, he gotta do tours too. That's why if you ever like you
Mm,
notice it, like he been doing a lot of tours recently because he got a big ass contract. So
that makes sense.
that's
It's
that's
a
why
lot
he
of
ain't
pressure
doing a
on the guy.
tour in was it in Australia right now? He doing a tour.
Yep. We overseas with it.
And I got a question to kind of pivot off what Via said earlier. Um, I think it was like, do you think that he kind of depended on the buzz already from him and Kendrick beef? Do you think he said, you know what? I got a lot of eyes on me. Maybe I don't need to do too much promoting. Let's just put this out. Let's see what happens. And I'm sure that we're gonna get some listen just because of what's going on right now. Do y'all think
No,
that was the case?
look? You gotta understand that right now, Kendrick, he's most popular right now in America.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Worldwide,
it's
it's
Drake.
still Drake.
No, for
Like
sure.
Kendrick can't go in Australia. I'm pretty sure he'll still get people coming, but he's
Hey,
not selling out like Drake.
he
Like
might be catching up, bro. I hear what you're saying. He might be catching up though.
I
Mhm.
don't know, man, because I just seen was it the most listened to artist for
Still Drake.
2024?
Mm-hmm.
Drake was number two. Kendrick was number nine,
Who's number
but
one?
Mm.
Taylor Swift.
Oh my goodness.
It's
Did she
Oh.
Taylor
even
Swift.
drop?
It's Taylor Swift, right? It's a bunch. It's more white people in this country than anything. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah,
I'm
but come
So
surprised
on,
it's
did she
not
even
like
make an
Billie
album though?
Eilish.
He probably
hmm,
did make an album.
I think
I don't
I
listen
just
to
feel
her, so
like
I don't really
No, she
Billie
know.
didn't make
Eilish.
a no, she didn't make an album because if she did, she would have been in Best Album of the Year, and it would have been like even more debacle when it comes to
If
Beyonce
you
Yeah, because she
winning.
got the
if you
Grammys
think
chilling.
about Billie Eilish, her most of her like fans is like depressed 16, 17-year olds, girls, like kind of like emo, like that kind of
I don't even
like
know what kind of music she make.
I
She's
don't
not that
know.
bad, but you can tell it's a
You know
targeted
what? To
audience.
me, she like the white version of like in a different genre.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so just keep that in mind of Rod Wave. Like the like
Emotional
sad,
sad girls, like sad girl
like
music.
the yeah, that
That's
type of
interesting. That's
deep
interesting.
emotion.
But really, if you think about it, the issues is really is this. Is I'm not maybe this may be controversial. What I be saying, but it just seemed like it's more relatable to like white girls. Like I don't really see it. Yeah, some I guess it's some black listeners she has, but it's predominantly more like.
I don't know about that, buddy.
Mm.
I know some black girls that's listening to Billie Eilish.
Yeah,
No, I'm not saying. I'm
my niece love
saying
Billie
no.
Eilish.
I'm saying
Yeah, they
majority
crying
white.
front row for Billy.
Majority is
Okay.
white girls.
Yeah, but my niece kind of emo
Not that
though.
that's bad though. That's not bad though. But I'm just saying, if you look in the crowd, you're gonna see.
Yeah,
But that's predominantly, I think, a lot of white people
yeah.
attend concerts just financially and stuff access.
Well, that's what
Yeah,
you said earlier. The most of the country, they the majority. So
majority white. Yeah,
yeah, you're
you
gonna
know.
get that. You're gonna get that anywhere.
But not
So
What's
saying
gonna
it's a
say
bad
can
though?
I?
thing.
You're not finna go to a Keisha Cole concert and see a bunch of white girls. You're gonna see a bunch of black
You're
girls.
not.
So,
You're not.
Yeah, yeah,
so
for
the
sure.
Billie Eilish, you probably gonna see mostly white girls.
That's
But
why
that's
I
how
was
you know
saying.
you a top artist if you're able to really sell out those arenas because now you done peaked at the white market and got their attention. Guidance with Chris Brown and Drake. Drake, why you couldn't give me something similar? Like slow the beat down and get into that bag. And I think if they would have just released this album without it being attached to Valentine's Day,
Mhm.
I think it limited
my
the appeal.
expectations would have been a little different. I wanted a sexy song. I want to in your. He don't have no sexy song on here. Like where
You
that's
know
Yeah,
what?
at?
You're right about that. It's more. I feel
He
like it's
said
supposed to
some
be.
sexy. Like give me one
Did it
of them.
feel like it was
that's
a
a good
real
ass
R&B
point.
album? Did it feel like it was more of a hip
No,
hop, like a hip hop kind of?
It
it
just felt,
felt
to be
It,
honest with you,
it,
it felt like a Drake album. Like it felt like it felt like a more like type of album, like a playlist a little bit. Like it
Like a
yeah,
didn't feel
mixtape? Did it feel like a more of like a mixtape than the
it
album?
didn't feel like an R&B album.
Okay.
Like it didn't because it wasn't an R well strictly R&B album. It had other genres on it. Shit.
but
That's
it's
what threw me
like,
off.
even with Drake's first, man, to be his second album, the Take Care. I think it's the Take Care album. But with Shot for
No, it was
Me and
Take Care is number three.
oh, so what's the name of that album with like Take a
Take
Shot for
Me.
Me?
That's Take Care, but that was the third album.
Oh, it's the third one. Okay. So on that one, right? Like Take a Shot for Me is not a sexy song, but it feels good. Even though he's talking about some heartbreak stuff. That's an example of it doesn't have to be like all sexy or all lovey-dovey, but it can be about like sorrow, missing someone, etc. And I don't get that. You talk about you crying in Chanel, and to Syl's point earlier, we don't know who Chanel is, or we
mhm.
didn't get to Chanel until damn near 3 minutes into the song. So it's like I feel like they missed an opportunity to really give us. They didn't have to give us like R&B 90s or 2000s, but they could have gave us current R&B music that in 20 years from now we're like, man, that collab was fire.
The album was pretty much like off topic.
I just think it wasn't really no like V was saying, it wasn't no sexy songs. Really. It felt
Mm.
like this. It felt like more relationship type shit. Um, not like it didn't feel like a Valentine's Day album. Like it felt like more of a breakup or a tired getting used by a girl. It felt more
Mhm.
like that than a Valentine's Day album.
Even one of the songs is like, and I thought about it when I was listening to it, because I'm like, is Canada really scary? Because he said something like, "Don't come to the six. You'll be a little scared of six." I'm like, who? Because I don't know that to be true. So that's something like, who are you talking to, and what are you talking about? Because is this for Kendrick? Is the relationship all about Kendrick? And we sitting here like, Kendrick, don't you come to the six? And he like, you gotta be fucking playing with me. I don't know like who he's referring to. If it needs to be a particular person, that's not what I'm saying. But a lot of it just feels like misguided and a missed opportunity for someone else to have carried the weight because Drake don't have to carry it. You know what I'm saying? If he come through and he give me 60% of his effort, it's still a good song. But I feel like, damn, y'all ain't even show up to put anything in this album. We got a couple songs. We got a couple the ones we named. So it's not like an ass album. Like if I had to give it a rank, I'm gonna give it like a 6.5, 7 out of 10. And that's still fairly good for an album like this.
Mm. I don't know if the 6 is scary, but I know Rick Ross ain't taking his ass back there no time soon.
He didn't get his eyes beat.
It might be scary for him.
He too big to be getting his ass beat. I'm gonna say that.
But I kind of agree with you on the record. But
For the people that actually listen to it.
You see what I'm
What's
saying?
your, if you have to give like
The
a
devil's
top
busy.
Mm.
3 for the album?
Well, I can't give you a top 3. I'll give you a top 3 what they get
That's why
my
I said the
attention.
people that actually listen to it.
top 3, shit.
Your
I
top 3.
know.
Your
Can't
top
even fit in the
Okay,
category.
so I know we was having a hard time pronouncing the name, but the Premies Dilemma. For some reason, I vibe with that. I like that. I like Give Me a Hug. I'm not gonna lie. He's talking his shit. Anytime the rapper is talking their shit, I'm here for it. I know it don't fit on the album, but he has to get off his chest. You know what I'm saying? And I fuck with Give Me a Hug. And then another one would be to round it out. It's the song I was just listening to that I fuck with. Can't think of the name of it, man. I don't know. I'm gonna come back to it. What you got though, bro?
So I got Spider-Man, Superman. That's my favorite song off the album. And by the way, the way I'm doing my top 3,
Mm,
I'm going off the songs that sound like an actual
Mm.
Party Next Door Drake collab song.
yeah.
Not my personal favorite.
Mm,
So I got Spider-Man, Superman. When He's Gone, I fuck with that song heavily. I like Drake verse on that. He was sliding on that. And I'll probably go. hmm, I think it's either between. I think it's called Small Town something, or Greedy. I mess with Greedy.
yeah. It's definitely more songs that I like. I just can't think of the names right now, man. What you got, Viva?
That's a bad
I'm a
thing.
I'm gonna go with Greedy as
No,
well.
because
I
I'm
think
sorry.
my bad, my
I
bad.
didn't say I don't think it's a bad thing only because when I listen to music, I don't look at the titles of the name. I let it play through.
Yes, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
So
yeah.
that's why I don't know the names of it. But
I'll
go
tell
I
you
ahead.
was
something.
Go
having to
ahead, Viva.
be intentional with that, like as I was listening to it, because I put my
Mhm.
phone down and like I was just doing whatever else, and
Right.
then I'm like, oh shit, we doing a podcast. I'm
That
gonna make
most
another
definitely
song.
that most definitely happened with me because I was listening to it and it was that When He's Gone song. I'm like, damn, Drake was sliding on that verse. What song was that? So I have
Hmm.
to go find that shit again, but then I
Okay.
remember the name now for it.
I'm gonna have to go with I like Greedy. I think Greedy is my top one. I do like the Pima song as well,
Mm,
Pima's Dilemma. But I feel like that stands on its own because I didn't expect to have a female just have a full song to herself, without them like coming in and doing anything. So I do appreciate that as a moment to put somebody on. But I do like Raining in Houston.
Oh yeah, that's a
Um,
good song too.
I think that was hidden for me. And as weird as it sounds, Spider-Man and Superman was fire as well. At first I was like, can this be a little too corny as far as what the chorus sounds like?
yeah.
And I'm like, who the hell is Spider-Man, Superman? But I'm like, okay, I get what you're talking about. Like you don't want to always be Superman or Spider-Man to somebody, or when you have been, that person has probably used you or whatever. So I think not as I think as a female listening to the album, I can understand how a male may feel like this is a great song for them.
Yeah. Plus, bro
I
Yeah.
really
sampled
mess with
sampled
him.
his own song on that one.
But why would he have a song
Yeah,
called
yeah. I was just say
Mothballs?
that shit.
How you feel about that, bro? Like I ain't never seen nobody really do that before.
I don't know why the fuck he named that song that.
Mm.
Probably to
And
get
then to be
somebody
low
to get
key,
attention intentionally.
I didn't fuck with the song because of the name at first. I kind of like it a little bit now, but I wasn't fucking with it at first. Like, why the fuck is it called Mothballs for? What the fuck?
Yeah,
Like,
like I think
but
I
about
probably
old
wouldn't even.
grandma. Like
Yeah, I probably yeah. That's OC.
that's
But
not
see, that's one of
attractive.
the songs I like too, but I ain't remember the name of it.
See, but that's not attractive. You talking about some sexy songs for Valentine's Day?
Man, what's the
Mothballs.
songs? What's the
That shit
ladies
hey,
don't
love it?
sound
It's the
sexy.
question.
hey, you know
Uh-uh.
what song low key catchy on there that I didn't fuck with at first? That Nakia song. That
Yeah,
shit catchy as a bitch.
baby girl. I know. I just, man, I can't be thinking of names, but I
The
enjoyed the album though.
What
the
about
maze on that song is funny as shit.
the Micho Padre with
Oh,
Hell no.
I hate that shit. Oh my
Hell
god,
no.
why is
Micho
that
But I
on there?
love I listen,
Mame
I
Mi
love
Madre?
Spanish people. I love y'all. So this not even this year, but Drake do not ever need to touch
Yeah, I heard
anything
a
of the
little bit of
Spanish
that on
music
TikTok.
again.
Cause I
That
even
shit is
let
Oh,
Ed
trash.
Sheeran do the little Spanish stuff because he be rocking and stuff with it and like of course
It
like
sounded like
Bad
he
Bunny and
was
them.
being
yeah,
funny or something.
But I'm sitting here like this is
He
disrespectful.
just sound
dead ass
he just
Like
serious.
sound
he ain't
He
like
trying to
made it.
iron her.
it sound
So
like he just using Google Translator or some shit to make a song with it. At least with
it
that
sounded like
song.
he was
That
reading
shit
it. He
No,
was
for
reading while he was
real.
recording. That's what it
it
Drake.
just
sounded like.
sounded unnecessary. Like, bro, you should just if you was gonna do a Spanish song, do your
But that's
shit
the
and get
thing.
like a Spanish artist. Like, let them do the Spanish shit.
He did a song with Bad
But
Bunny a while back, and it was pretty good. I think it
Yeah,
was
it was
me.
good,
Bad
but
He
it's
Bunny was
still
did
good on
good
that
on
shit.
that.
yeah,
Bad Bunny was good.
Yeah, he was
not
good, but
Drake.
that's his native tongue. I think Drake did his. I think Drake didn't do that bad on that one. Better than he did on that part because I
Yeah,
heard the snippet on
it's
TikTok.
better than the bullshit on this album for sure.
Yeah, I'm like that's an ultimately skip that motherfucker.
Yeah, it hurts your ears when it come on. Like you be vibing, and then you hear all that shit. Like, man, come on.
Mm.
I
It's a
thought he
such
was
thing as trying to be too versatile.
yeah, he is that was a miss for sure. It's another song on the album where he was like on some UK shit. Like I'm like, bro,
Mm.
the fuck
Mm-hmm.
is you
I'm
doing?
tired
Central
of that
didn't
too.
he do with Central C too? Like not on the album, but like he be like I think he be collab with
He
Central
did
C a
like a
little
little
bit too.
freestyle thing with him. That was actually popular, but I don't know. He need to stop all that shit. Like
Can I ask
it's okay.
like with Kendrick, right? Like he had all of these collabs on there. And I know it's just him. But on this one with Drake and Party Next Door, they do got a couple people that I'm never heard before. But I'm like, there's no big name on it as well. Like like on Kendrick, he has like SZA, he has Rod Wave. I mean not Rod Wave.
Wow, Roddy Rich.
Yeah, Roddy Rich, my bad.
I get them
But
mixed up too.
he got the
How?
With the name
the
sometimes.
names,
Oh,
not the
Yeah,
physical.
them
Uh,
R's.
Chill, Sil. Dang, bro. Relax.
I was
but
gonna say
like,
Rod
I'm
Wave crazy.
surprised
Shit.
there's no like Nicki on here or a Lil Wayne feature on here
Oh, that would have been fire. That
or
probably
like
would have
some
put the
other like that's what makes it also feel like a throwaway because he it's Drake. Not so much Party Next Door, but I know Party Next Door can get some people too, but
Hmm.
they may not be able to get SZA because she was with Kendrick. But like there's other artists that they could have grabbed, and I'm surprised they didn't. Like, is there some Canadian artists that they could have pulled from or
I think that would have made the album better. I think like they could have probably filled some pockets that probably would have drawn more attention in certain like probably in certain songs, maybe. But it definitely
I think
I think it would have helped the album more for
it would have
sure.
forced them to actually show up?
Yeah, to
I
probably
think the
like
vibe for the album should have been like P&D 4 with Drake.
Mm,
That's how it should have been. That's what I thought it was gonna be.
mm.
Yeah,
That shit would have been an instant classic. It was like P&D 4, but just Drake on that shit.
you don't know how to take the back seat, man. Like Party was sliding on the songs he was on to me. Like I like the party songs on here better.
so you think it was
Right.
Party Next Door that really carried the album, or you think Drake did? Who you think carried the album?
He
Or who
couldn't
you
carry the
think
album. He wasn't
Yeah,
really
it
in
wasn't enough
the
okay,
party.
he wasn't in the spotlight to carry it. That was
okay.
the problem to me.
But
I've
if he
seen
I wanted it to
people.
was
be I wanted it to be a Party Next Door album with Drake like
Mm,
being
featuring in every
in the
song, right?
passenger seat with it. I
Yeah.
didn't want Party Next Door in the back line. Like, I wanted him to lead it.
Especially if he
Either
that's
I
his
wanted,
main genre.
either I wanted him to lead it, or I want them to be like equals.
Mm. I've even seen
Like,
where some people were saying Party Next Door pieces were like he wasn't lyrical enough. They felt like he was a little bit more, I don't want to say silly, but I'm gonna guess silly in the way that he was saying his stuff. I'm not sure, but I guess I see that more with Drake, especially like with the Spanish song. It's like you feel a little bit more corny, you feel a little bit more sillier to me. And then I don't appreciate that Party Next Door often came in the back of the song. So
Yeah,
you really had to listen to the damn song to get to him when there was probably potential for him to like you talk about attention grab. He probably could have did that in the first couple songs if you would have let him get in his bag.
yeah, that's straight facts.
so it's crazy. The song they had on Drake album with Party Next Door, he let Next Door take the lead. So I don't know why he didn't do that shit on here.
I would just like if I was Drake, I would have added like a different artist that does R&B predominantly, just to give it that feel. If he was going for that, I think it would have. If I think if that was if it let's say if it was Party Next Door main idea, the Party Next Door could have grabbed like a full R&B artist. You know what I'm saying? Instead of like a Drake, and it just like I said, like maybe it could be intimidating. I feel like me, if I jumped in the studio with Drake, I would be a little intimidated just because of his name, right? And I would like, man, I want to hold my own. It may be a lot of pressure on Party, and it seemed like he wasn't really the big collaborator on the album. Was like you said, it was mostly Drake
I'm
But I
album.
don't think
telling
he didn't
Yeah,
hold his own. I don't think he
yeah,
had space to do it. I
you
don't
Yeah,
could,
like
that's what I'm
he.
yeah,
Party
saying.
took it. He
That's
took
what
a
I'm
step
saying.
back,
Maybe
but
if
he
he
let
did
Drake do his thing.
another name,
mhm,
that's what I'm saying. Maybe if he did it with another name,
But I think
yeah,
that's to your whole argument. I think that is why it is a throwaway album. Like I think we're making so many valid points to why, hey, this could have been different. This could have been better. This could have had R&B artists, like female artists, male
yeah,
artists. This could have had Party come in the beginning, had more of him throughout the songs, etc. But again, maybe it really is more of a backdoor, like strategic move to just get out of a label or get out of a contract or something,
yeah, they did
so
say
that
it
he
was
can,
hard for him to.
so that he can really put out. I
what they
would
want
be
to.
surprised that like by the end of 2025, going into 2026, we're getting a full Drake album,
He
top
dropping
to
something
bottom.
in the summer, I bet.
All
All
right,
right,
well,
y'all.
shoot, I feel like there it is. That's we got it. So, that's our breakdown of some sexy songs for you. It wasn't that sexy, but we got some songs out that joint. So,
Let us know in the comments what y'all will rate the album.
yeah, for sure, for sure.
And
Let us
what's
know.
your top three favorite songs from the album? And tell us why you think is your top three.
For sure. Well, with that being said, I mean, we're gonna sign this thing off. Like I said, we broke down that Party Next Door and Drake album. I got my co-hosts here, Via Christina, Seal, and Kalibe. We enjoyed doing this with y'all. I hope y'all enjoyed too. We'll see y'all next week.
Peace.
Peace.